Hey, my friend DK here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to this video. I'm going to keep it really real here with you in this video, and we're going to talk about Save Club. And I really want to theme the format of this video around a term I call chasing hype. And what I want to give you in this video, if you watch it all the way through, is a lot of the other videos that you see here on YouTube in regards to Save Club. It's all hype, it's excitement, and there's even some, bait and switch, clickbait stuff there where it's like people are telling you it's a scam, and then they just try to sign you up by, leading you in with the clickbait. So I'm going to be straight up, I'm going to be honest, and I'm probably going to say a lot of things in this video that the people that are promoting Save Club are not going to like because I'm going to tell you the truth. And I've been in the industry in network marketing for a very long time. I've built several large, multi thousands of people teams in multiple different companies. And I'm going to give you some things that I look for when choosing the right program, what I look for in a compensation plan, what I want it to do for me, for my team. And ultimately, at the end of the day, it has to be duplicatable. It has to get people results, and also it has to pay well. A compensation plan for any company, it has to pay well. So if you watch this video all the way through, we're going to talk about three specific things in this video. We're going to talk about their fast starts. We're going to talk about the monthly residuals, which is probably the most important thing, and then we're going to talk about the check match. I'm going to break down each one of those to give you an understanding because I've been getting a lot of comments, people hitting me up in my DMs, all over my news feeds, people telling me, hey, you got to join this. You got to be part of this. It's exciting, blah, blah, blah. This is going to be, I've even had people say, this is going to make millionaires. Okay. So let's just strip out all of the hype because with this compensation plan, I'm going to say it here in the beginning, and then I'm going to prove it to you as this video goes on. This compensation plan is literally just chasing hype. It's all hype. Straight up, it is not a good compensation plan. Okay. It pays shit. So let me explain that. And again, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this video, but at the end of the day, I try to make videos for you that are truthful, that are real, that come from real experience. And I also like to look at actual black and white math, and I like to look at data. So for the people that are chasing this hype, again, in my personal opinion, one man's opinion, it is all hype. So when we look at what you actually get for a commission, you can see it right here. It's um, right on their pay plan document here, whatever you want to call this. Someone joins for $79, you get a $20 commission. It's 25%. So let's take away the dollars and let's start looking at percentage. What are you actually getting here? 25% on a direct commission in this industry right now is very, very low. It's, pretty close to bottom of the barrel as far as I'm concerned. My litmus test and the things that I measure when I'm looking at compensation plans, I like to see at least 50% direct commissions, at least 50%. So as an example, someone joins at $100, you get a $50 bill. Okay. So that's pretty fair. That's kind of the measuring stick that I would always go with when joining a business opportunity. Okay, so that's number one, looking at direct commissions. In my opinion, these are very, very low, if you ask me. Now, if you're cool with 25% commissions, if you're cool, with, building a business on $20 commissions, that's cool. If you're into that, then that's awesome. That's great. But for me, that's not enough. It just doesn't pay the bills, and there's not going to be enough people that can make a full-time income off a $20 bill. Because at the end of the day, $20 is $20, but it's only 25% direct commission. So let's move on to the matrix commissions. This is where the real money is made with true compensation plans. And you need to look at the residuals. Like every single month, what are you going to be making for passive income? And this is where I measure, the most amount of weight when I look at a compensation plan. How much money can you make? Okay, so when you look, you see 2.5%, to the untrained eye. And this is why I'm doing this video. This isn't, hey, let me go shit on Save Club because, I'd rather have you join my business. I really just want to give you the education so you can understand compensation plans a little bit better. You can see 2.5% and really not know and understand what that is. And then when you scroll down here, you think, oh man, I could make 4,000 a month, or I could make 16,000 a month, or I could make $65,000 a month. Wow, that's crazy. But when it comes down to it, this 2.5%, that translates to 50 cents. So no matter who's in your matrix, whether you brought them in or not, every single month you're only getting paid 50 cents on that person. And again, when you look at the percentages, when you look at the dollar amounts, 50 cents, in my humble opinion, is dog shit. And I'm really surprised because all the hype that is surrounding this company right now, and I've had people literally in my inbox and have seen thumbnails and videos here on YouTube, people saying this is going to make them millions, and it's going to, quote, millionaire maker, it's going to make millions, get in on this now, pre-enroll, all the hype key phrases. 50 cent residual is, let's just be honest here. A 50 cent residual is not going to make you $1 million unless you have let's just do some basic math. Okay. This is the 2x16 matrix. And, again, you guys can see it right here. 2x16 matrix right there. We'll go over to, let's do some real math. Okay. Let's demystify the hype, and let's look at black and white numbers and data. Okay. This is a 2x16 matrix. If you add it all the way up, if you were to fill a perfect matrix, which, by the way, is usually mathematically impossible, and I'll explain that in a second. Okay. 2x16 matrix full would be 131,000 people. If all of those 131,000 people are paying and they're active, times 50 cents is $65,000 a month. And just to prove that my math is accurate right here, if you go over to the comp plan right on the company's website, you can see it right here. 65,535. Okay, so come over to my spreadsheet. You can see my math is accurate. I got some formulas built in here, so you can see that. So you're literally chasing a 50 cent residual. So if you're making, now, if you want to make millions with Save Club passively, with their monthly residuals, okay, you would need 131,000 people on your team, perfectly filled matrix with no holes, compression, no one cancels, which I've never seen a completely full matrix in my entire life. And I've been doing this for 7 years full time in network marketing. I've never seen a perfect matrix. So maybe you can create that. I don't know, but there's like a 0.00001% chance of that ever happening. So in order to create $1 million, at $65,000 a month, it would take you quite a while. It would take you quite a while. But the reality is, I know how matrices work, and the reality is that people quit, people cancel. And if there's no compression, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that there is probably not compression with this matrix, you're going to have a lot of holes, and you're never going to have a perfect matrix. And eventually, you're going to have people that will build down beyond your 16th level, and you will never earn a commission on those people. So again, just all food for thought, all training, all education here, based on, this is data. This is black and white data. This is not DK's opinion. This is data that, you will have people eventually that build outside of your matrix, and you will not be earning commissions on them. It happened to me in one of my last businesses, and it was very frustrating and annoying because that was thousands of dollars a month in residual income that I was not getting. Okay. The compensation plan that I use now is a unilevel, and it pays to infinity. So even if you have people cancel, even if there's holes, it doesn't matter. It goes to infinity. So you can't lose, you're always going to get paid on every single person down through infinity. Every single person, every single month, 100% transactional compensation plan. Okay. So once you understand this, again, this is the part that boggles my mind, is there's leaders out there in the industry leaders that have a lot of experience. And I'm very surprised by the fact that there's a lot of big names and leaders that are chasing and hyping 50-cent residuals. Because to me, it just personally for me as a industry expert in network marketing, I don't understand why people are chasing this. I don't. It just boggles my mind. It's basic math, and I can't understand why people would chase that. Okay. Again, one man's opinion, but when you kind of maybe strip my opinion away and you look at the data, it's 2.5%. Okay. It is what it is. So take a look at the My Econ compensation plan for a second here. And I'm using this as a reference. And this isn't like, hey, let me shit on Save Club so you join My Econ. I want to give you a numbers difference. I want to give you some data to maybe understand these percentages a little better. Okay. Let me just help you understand the data a little bit more. So if we look at the My Econ residuals right here, okay. Now, yes, I know, and I'm going to explain this here, so hang tight. Yes, the monthly is a little bit more. Save Club, it's, you have to renew at $20. My Econ, you renew at $40. So it's a little bit higher. So I'm going to take that into consideration. You're either renewing at $60 or you're renewing at $40. And these are your residuals here. They can go as high as $13 per person. And if you have a team, in order to get to, and I'll walk you through it real quick here, in order to get to infinity, you literally only need 36 people on your team to get to CEO. I think it is it's 200. My bad. It's 200 to get there. Okay. So keep these in the back of your head. When I go over to the matrix and we talk about what the potential are, you'll understand that. Okay. So if you have a matrix or a full thousands of people below you, you're going to be here. You're going to be at CEO, and you're going to be averaging, between this right here, you're going to be averaging between 950 and 1330 per renewal. Okay. And once you build a massive team, the reason for these little asterisks, let me explain that here. Once you have multiple CEOs infinities in the same line, in the same basically unilevel, the same line of descent, okay, the renewal per person goes down a little bit. But let's go do some basic math. Okay. So I want you to understand, again, the data here. Taking my opinion out, I want you to look at the data. If you were to get 131,000 people on your My Econ team and you were getting, let's say, a $12 residual, okay, you'd be making 1.5 million a month compared to 65,000. That's a 12. Now, let's say, again, let's factor in the fact that people are renewing at $20. Let's go to $40 over in My Econ. And let's just, for the sake of it, let's just cut the whole number in half. Let's just go down to $7. $7 per person per renewal. And I just want you to see the percentage here. See the percentage. So you have $917,000 a month is what you'd be getting for the same amount of people. Same amount of people. Okay. And that's me being extremely conservative, going at $7 per renewal, which the reality is the data is, and I've been with this company since 2018. So I know based on the math, based on the data, that the number is actually a lot higher than that. But I'm trying to play devil's advocate and trying to be as fair as possible in this overview. So let's just say it's at 7, which realistically it wouldn't be. Okay. That would still be $917,000 per month. When you compare that to the best, the absolute best you could possibly do over in Save Club, like in a perfect matrix, the best you could do is $65,000 a month in a perfect matrix. Over here in My Econ, like the $7, to be honest with you, is kind of like a worst case scenario. Okay. It would be a lot better than that. And I can say that because I have multiple years of data to prove this. Okay. But you would be averaging, even if it's at $7, $917,000 per month with the same amount of people. I mean, that's literally, we'll just do some basic math. That will equal minus that. Okay. That's a $851,000 difference. So when we look at percentages of, just as an example, in this case, other compensation plans that are out there with products and services that really do help people save money, when you understand My Econ and the business model, It's meant to help you increase your income and decrease your debt, your taxes. Again, helping you save money. And by the way, my econ also has a savings portal. They also have travel, very similar to Save Club. So, and by the way, a lot of these products, they're all white labeled. You know, it's most network marketing and affiliate marketing companies have the same white labeled services. My Daily Deals, Savings Highway Global, My Econ, Save Club. Trust me when I tell you this, it's all the same stuff. Trust me, it's all the same stuff. Now, there might be other videos that say, hey, we have specific relationships with our vendors, which again, it's chasing hype. It's all hype. No one CEO, especially with a startup company, has a direct relationship with like Jiffy Lube or Valvoline. It's just not accurate. Okay. Again, just giving you the data, trying to give you the data here and keep it real. So I just kind of want you to understand. And I understand like this print here is a little small on your screen, but I want you to know the data and understand compensation plans. Now, let's look at one last thing. Okay. Let me go over here and let's look at one last thing. I want to talk about Checkmatch here for a second. And this has a lot of people fooled. There's a lot of hype surrounding Checkmatch. Okay. So let me spell this out for you so you can understand it here. And again, I'm just going to give you basic math and basic data. Okay. So this says, hey, you can get a $11,200 check match. Let me give you the math and show you how this is possible. Okay. To get an $11,000 check match, it sounds great. And, you know, when you look at the hype, and you have other people, especially other leaders out there that are joining Save Club, when they're talking about Checkmatch being like this crazy, amazing, awesome thing, just understand the black and white math of how this is actually possible and then what the potential is. Okay. So you need 10 people, and those 10 people need to each earn $4,000. Okay. So let's head on over here and go talk about what that actually would be. Okay. So you need 10 people, okay? And those 10 people need to each earn $4,000, okay? Now, basic math. In order to earn $4,000, no one's earning Checkmatch right now because like Checkmatch hasn't even started yet. The matrix commissions haven't even kicked in yet with Save Club because of how new it is. So the only way for anyone right now to make $4,000 is they have to go sponsor direct people, you know, your fast starts, right? So in order to earn, okay, $4,000 at a $20 commission, okay, so if we were to take 4,000 and then divide that by a $20 commission, okay, that's actually not 200. That is just not $200. Sorry, it's 200 people, okay? So it would take you 200 people, okay, and that's just basic math, guys. It would take you 200 people, and you can even see here 200 times a $20 bill is $4,000. So you need 10 people that each sponsor 200 people for you to earn for them to earn $4,000. So you, in order to get an $11,000 check match, and it's going to get better. So bear with me here for a second. In order for you to get your $11,000 check match, you need 10 people who each go out and sponsor 200 people, and you would earn, or they would each earn $4,000. Okay. So that's the first part. Now, the number one recruiter in the entire company right now hasn't even sponsored 200 people as of the last time I looked at the leaderboard. The number one recruiter in the whole company hasn't even brought in 200 people. And you would need 10 people to do that. And by the way, and this is the important part, that's only on the initial payout. Let's continue the math here, okay? So you find 10 people who each go get 200, and they would earn $4,000 each. And then therefore your match on that would be $11,000. Yeah, that's cool. That's great. How likely is that to happen? Well, very unlikely. Now, that's if everyone did this right here, if everyone did that in their first 30 days or in the first month. It's only on the initial payout. Because the next month, when everyone renews, okay, you guys are hopefully seeing this now. Next month, when everybody renews, you're not getting the $20. You're only getting 2.5%. Okay. So instead of getting 25% on those direct commissions, all of these 200 people, okay, would literally only be getting 2.5% of that $20. So are you going to get that same exact check match the very next month? No. You might take off 97.5% of that. And that's what you get. So instead of getting $11,000, you would get just a drop in the bucket. Because unless these same 10 people each went out and got 200 people each and every month, but chances are that's not going to happen. Okay. So you're only getting 2.5% the very next month. So even though you might get a cool check match this month, when everyone's out there recruiting and all the hype, chasing this hype, the next month, you're going to get literally a fraction of what the check match was. Because recruiting 200 people per month and having that be 10 people under you, so you find 10 leaders that recruit 200 each month. Again, very, 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 very unlikely. So the check match, again, based on the percentages, is going to be very, very hard unless you have a monster matrix. So when you look at the data here, I just want you to look at some of these percentages and realize that, again, now I'm remove the data here. Now we're talking about opinion. One man's opinion, being in the industry for a very long time, being full-time in the industry for quite a while now, and working with several different compensation plans and several different types of compensation plans. I've used binaries, I've used matrix, I've used unilevel. And for me personally, this compensation plan is just not good. It's not good. And I don't understand why people are chasing this hype. I don't understand why certain leaders are telling you that this is a great compensation plan, because it's not. It is literally chasing hype. And, I had someone comment on my YouTube video yesterday and said, hey, it seems good. A lot of leaders are joining. And that's just it. It seems good. Leaders are joining because it's new and it's exciting. And in my personal opinion, it's going to be a pump and dump. 100% it's going to be a pump and dump, because I think that the same leaders that are chasing this right now, and this is just basic data, the leaders that are chasing this right now, that are trying to get you into this right now, 2-3 months out, when they look at their paycheck and they look at their check match and they look at those residuals, it's not going to be good because of the math. I mean, you're literally chasing 50-cent residuals, when if you chased a higher percentage and you looked at other compensation plans that are out there, you'd have a much higher residual. And that's just basic math, guys. That's just basic data and basic math. So it's your call. If you want to jump on the hype train and you want to chase that hype, I personally am not sure what you're chasing. The data to me doesn't add up. The math doesn't add up. So it's your call. And I just wanted to create this video for you to keep it real, so you and anybody watching this can understand basic math and basic data. When you look at the compensation plan, like most compensation plans, they all look good on paper, but then when you break them down, you really need to do your homework and you need to understand what is involved and what you actually get. For me, like I said, just keeping it real, 2.5% is dog shit. 25% direct commissions is dog shit. If you want to continue to chase that, cool. But, I think that's all I got. Just want to share this video, keep it real. The reason why I made this is I have a lot of people hitting me up in my DMs, a lot of people posting all over, Facebook, the timelines, YouTube, getting excited for this. So I will always keep it real with you guys here on this channel. If you got value from this, do me a favor, drop a comment. If you have a question, if there's anything, that I got wrong or anything that you see that was inaccurate, I'm pretty decent at math, but plus the spreadsheets, they numbers don't lie, guys. You got to realize it's basic numbers, and you got to do what pays the bills. And I always prefer higher residuals. That's it. If you made it to this point in the video, you did get value from this, do me a favor, give it a thumbs up. Also, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, and you'll be the first to know anytime I put out new content. If you want to see the business that I'm in, I'm going to leave an end card right here at the end of this video. I'm also going to put a link in the description down below if you want to check out my business and go see what that compensation plan is all about, and higher direct commission, higher residual products and services that help people make and save more money. So very similar lane to Save Club, certainly different, but similar. A lot of the similar products and services, and with the same white labeled savings engines and travel engines. So you can find the same deals, if not better deals, with our membership. So, and again, that's not one man's opinion. That is just data based on the price that we pay per head and the deals that we get. It's just numbers. Okay. Thank you for watching, my friend. I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.